Okay, so the last game we're going to talk about over the weekend is LSU at Ole Miss. This game was a way bigger blowout than what that scoreboard indicates. The Nerds gave it a 95% win expectancy for Ole Miss. They, I think, would be right. Total yards, Ole Miss 480, LSU 250. First downs, Ole Miss 28, LSU 16. Passing yards, heck of a day for Trinidad Chambliss, 314 to 197. All of that's great. This is the real kicker. LSU had 22 carries for 57 yards. This Ole Miss front seven ain't perfect either. Go back and watch the film on that Arkansas game. Arkansas had 37 carries for 221 yards against that Ole Miss front seven. Arkansas did. 6 yards per carry in that. LSU's averaging around 2 as a team against that front seven. And the reason why this is so significant is because it is the exact same issue as last year for LSU. 109th in rushing yards per game this year. Last year, they were 104th. I've given this analogy multiple times that LSU's offense has been operating with this slice. Golf terminology here. What I mean by that is if you have a slice in your swing, instead of saying, we're going to fix the swing altogether, you're going to tilt your club in just a little bit to the left so that ball doesn't just sail to the right every time. And they had a slice, and they compensated for it last year by passing the ball a heck of a lot. They were number one in the SEC in pass play percentage. That's how they compensated for their slice last year. Well, last year they were at least able to get it because they had Garrett Nussmeier and some good receivers, 230, 250 down the fairway instead of 300 plus. This year, it looks like they're hitting some duffs into the rough. 19.8 points per game this year for LSU. 98th in the country. And signs, again, this is what I'm going to go back to the theme here of this channel. Observations, not conclusions. Week 1. LSU got 10 first downs against Florida. Florida had 23. Florida lost this game. Did LSU go out and really win that game, or did Florida just hand them the game on a silver platter and say, here you go, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? I'm going to go with the second one. Is LSU did not win that football game, nor did they need to. Yeah, 23 first downs to 10 for LSU in that game. That is a sign. Pay attention to those. Plays of 20-plus yards, similar to what we talked about in Penn State. LSU, 18 plays of 20-plus yards, 83rd in the nation. So they're not running the ball. It's a lot of dink and dunk, man. And Nussmeier's not playing poorly. He's taking what the defense is giving him, which is a lot of underneath stuff. That defense is playing so far back against LSU, they're getting a lot more too high, maybe even 3 high looks, because LSU cannot run the dang ball. And there are no explosives being opened up because LSU is not intimidating enough for safeties to load that box. That's just the facts. And Brian Kelly and his staff have got to fix that. Because these explosives are not opening up, and as a quarterback, you're supposed to take what the defense gives you, and the defense is not giving Nussmeier anything downfield. And so he's taking and dinking, he's dinking and dunking. You may have to force some things, which is hard for a QB to do. It goes against your nature and what you're taught. But that might be the unfortunate reality here for LSU. Because right now, if you score 20-plus points against this LSU team, you are probably going to win that football game. And that's a crazy reality that I never in a million years would have thought I'd be saying a couple years ago, but it's what I'm saying right now. Because you average 5.8 yards per pass and 2.6 yards per carry, you're not going to win a football game unless if the opposing quarterback throws 5 interceptions to you. Okay? That's how it is. On the other side of the things, Ole Miss found their quarterback. There's no QB controversy after this because I've talked about this LSU offense, but this LSU defense looks good, man. They went in the portal and got some dudes. And Trinidad Chambliss came to freaking play. 23 of 39. 314 yards, 71 rushing yards. So you know how I talked about that explosives thing a little bit ago? Where LSU was 83rd in the country in plays of 20-plus yards? 18. Ole Miss is first in the country right now with 38. They are, on paper, the most explosive team in the nation. So, folks, it's not just about moving the chains. You get guys who can beat you downfield, but Ole Miss, they may have some issues in their run game. They weren't perfect against Arkansas, weren't necessarily perfect against LSU either. But they at least have some guys that are capable enough to make that defense think and say, I'm not sure if we can leave Kawan Lacey open there. We may have to crowd that box a little bit. And I look at the future for Ole Miss, and I see what the 3HM thinks, and it thinks, well, they're favored by 1+ touchdown every single game this year except at Georgia and at Oklahoma. 10-2, very big possibility. And I look at LSU and say, all right, you've got at Vanderbilt, which, hey, that might seem like a joke that I'm saying that, but Vanderbilt is explosive. Really, really, really explosive. You go at Alabama and you go at Oklahoma. Mateer's probably going to be back by then. You already have a loss already. More games in that span you could possibly lose. This game could have been a playoff elimination game for both of these teams. That's how important this Magnolia Bowl was. And I wouldn't be doing it justice if I didn't tell you that this probably had to feel a little sweet for Lane Kiffin. Sometimes revenge is sweet. And Lane Kiffin, man, great performance for his Ole Miss team in every facet. You may see 24-19. I see dominance. They dominated this football game, and there's really no question about that.